good.
Turks, man, back at it with another banger, man. We got thinking basketball. Is Shai a what?
Grifter.
A grifter. I'm guessing a gifter. Or is that a grifter?
Foul grifter, like.
Oh, a grifter.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Shai a foul grifter or a god? That is crazy.
Yeah,
But-
lowercase G on that. Lowercase G.
Facts, bro. Let's get straight into it.
Is he?
This is Shai, and he's one of the best basketball players ever, and somehow gets into positions
Facts,
like
bro.
this,
Let's
and
get Shai's
this,
credit.
and this, and he also makes vintage
Nah, I'm supposed to
shots
do
from the
OD.
mid-range
Nah, yeah, he's
like
tough.
some sort of diet Michael Jordan. But he's also
would've been
controversial
done.
because people think
nigga
he's a
diet
foul
Michael
merchant
Jordan?
or a
That's
rule opportunist or
Diet
even the
Michael
dreaded
Jordan
G
is
word.
crazy.
Now, in the
Michael
next
Jordan on
15
low-
minutes,
low
I'm not going
calorie
to change
Michael
your
Jordan is
feelings
crazy.
on foul drawing or the SGA experience, but I am going to show you precisely how he draws fouls and creates contact, why he's nearly impossible to guard regardless of the whistle, and what exactly makes him the best wing player the league has seen since Kobe Bryant.
Facts.
Shai is the latest in a recent string of players to come out of nowhere and blow through our wildest expectations. James Harden did it by creating space behind him. Steph Curry did it by just shooting from anywhere all the time. And Nikola Jokic did it by taking Bill Walton's passing and blending it with Zach Randolph's postgame and then just turning into Dirk Nowitzki as a shooter. You know, normal everyday stuff. Essentially, these players forged new archetypes on the court, and Shai is flirting with that territory. He's a master of the mid-range in a way that's kind of Jordan-esque, fadeaway over either
Like, how do these
shoulder,
guys get this
hovering
good,
jumpers
though?
when he gets to a spot, and just endless slipperiness to make his way to the basket against
I
all
played
kinds
basketball,
of
bro.
defense.
How do you get
But
this good?
unlike Kobe, McGrady, and the disciples of that old school, SGA does this without being the fastest or jumping the highest. He's all about changing pace, stopping and starting at unexpected times, just reacting to a defender's position regardless of where that defender goes.
Yeah, bro.
A recent Athletic article by Fred Katz explored how deliberate
His
and
brother can't do this, bro.
systematic
We watched his
his
brother game
training
play.
and style have been. According to his childhood trainer, Dwayne Washington, Shai should think of himself as a car. Go from third gear to first gear, then from first gear to third gear, then ease down to second and maybe
actually
first
coaching.
before ratcheting back up again. Basically, don't worry about top speed, worry about changing speeds and changing directions. Traditionally, great penetrators move in straight lines to the basket,
Oh, I thought you
or
was gonna
they
punch.
look for space to attack in a slightly curved path to the rim.
boy.
Michael Jordan's the king of driving into traffic, and he did a ton of work with the jab step out of the triple threat position, and even his roundabout drives were often minor readjustments on a beeline to the hoop.
He
But
understood how
instead
to
of
get to the
driving in
open
straight
space.
lines,
Fact.
Shai zigzags at these oblique angles to find his way to the rim. You'll often see him laterally move in one direction, feel an overplay, then come back in the other until he finds a gap to burst through and then work his magic.
I think it's just he's
Here's
able to
one where he
see
starts
space
right,
very
then
well.
stops.
Yeah, on top
then
of
when he
he's a
goes right
6'6"
again, the
PG, bro.
defender
He knows how
beats
to-
him, so he stops on a
6'6".
dime to get left. Then
He's
explodes
able to get
the
to, he's
defender
able to
with
get
a
to
little
space so
English.
well,
And
bro.
this is straight from the Manu Ginobili
Like, he
school
can
of
see
zigzag
space.
driving. On this one, Shai's basically moving toward the left corner, then back to the right corner, crosses middle, then gets cut off just to start and stop for the
Okay, some
fourth
space
time.
over here. Let me get here.
Here's one down the stretch where
space
he's
here.
contained going
just
right.
can't stop it.
Then when he's cut off going left, spins
space right
back
here.
for a slick fadeaway. So
bro.
all these changes of pace
He's looking for open
he
space.
can access
Yeah.
his sweet spots
This
in
is
the
good defense,
mid-range
bro.
too.
Like, I mean,
This means that when defenders beat him to the spot, he can get to another sweet spot or all the way home. So it's Shai's
that's
unique
tough.
combination of acceleration, body control, ball handling, and shooting that unlock the entire floor, basically.
This man's
and when you
highlight
add
film
in
is
breaking
just
that would make a
nasty.
Formula
It's like he's
1
not
car jealous,
trying.
he's nearly unguardable. Right now, Shai's shooting 58% on his two-pointers, and all the space in today's game has opened the lane for elite penetrators, and combined with some officiating changes,
he just knows
we've
his
seen
game, bro.
incredible two-point shooting
knows
numbers
his game.
from self-generated scorers. Among players who self-create over 70% of their twos, Shai posted the third best percentage on record last year, then eclipsed it this season, trailing only De'Aaron Fox and Luka Doncic from 2023. As you might imagine, SGA's style leads to a lot of free throw attempts. He's second in the league in attempts per possession, trailing only Giannis, and Antetokounmpo actually owns the single season record set back in 2023. And the all-time leaders here are him, Joel Embiid, and two players who were deliberately fouled all the time. Jordan has one season in the top 25, peak Dwayne Wade has one in the top 50, and Shai is currently right behind the Flash. That doesn't seem too out of line given how hard he is to stay in front of, although with a free throw or two less per game, he'd drop out of the top 100. So is he actually getting some sort of unfair boost?
You know, they really do. They foul all the time. And then, you know, you can't really touch Shai.
A play like this is 100% foul hunting. Shai unnaturally veers back toward the defender for contact, and this is arguably illegal as offensive players aren't allowed to veer back toward defenders like this anymore, thankfully. But
that's what I'm saying. With a play like that, if you give him that much space, he's going to score.
And there weren't many blatant examples like this. He feels the slightest contact here and immediately flails for the call. And this is probably the most controversial, debatable element of his foul drawing game. On one play, he's plowing into contact with all of his tensile strength.
Other people, I hate when other people do this, but for some reason, when he do it
on a drive and turns into
I don't know why
this
looks
doodle.
He sells it, so he's a very good actor.
Attacks
the same thing James Harden was doing.
And when he gets into that, you know,
for some reason, Harden, you can tell,
body, all it takes is just that off arm.
Wait,
you can tell though. You can tell.
I think Shai's a better actor than Harden.
Or if you want to
counter
it,
I think he's a better actor.
He's a better actor
because when I see, I'm like,
nah, foul.
Until I watch the replay,
he's going down. So it's one of those things where he has those things. He has the angles.
Hear what he's talking about.
If you want to counter it and try to be physical and hold your ground, then it looks like you just launch him into the third row and he's going down. So it's one of those things where he has those things. He has the angles. He has a change of direction and the physicality.
Tumani Kamara stays with him nicely here, and Shai just powers through to create space for his step back. And you can see the little chicken wing Cam Johnson was referring to, and maybe that should be an offensive foul. They've allowed way more contact this year without calling many fouls unless the defender falls over. But Shai's also a master at feeling the contact,
when I do that, they call foul, though. They see you extending.
And going soft to emphasize that he was hit. I mean, Gilgeous-Alexander does blow right by the defender here, who then leans and holds him a little with his right arm to slow him up. But I'm pretty sure Shai could also just power through this if he really wanted to.
A
lot of the contact that he's feeling on the outside comes from defenders reaching with their arms because they can't stay in front of him.
He put his arm
This
there.
one was called a shooting foul, which makes zero sense because he gathers to shoot after the contact.
He's so
good. Most of these
Yeah.
fouls on the outside happen
I think this shows that he's
after a
just
defender's in
smarter than
trouble,
everybody.
then reaches or hand
Yeah,
checks
it
to
look like
slow
some
him
smart jokes right
down.
now, I ain't gonna lie.
Then
He's
when
just
Shai
using-
feels contact,
Yeah, he's
he
more so
immediately
using his
launches
brain.
it
He's
to the rim
manipulating
for
the
free
game.
throws,
That's the
where
same
at
thing
least it's
Harden is
correctly
doing.
called on the floor a decent amount of the time.
Every great knows how to manipulate
Again,
the rules.
this
bro.
foul is caused by his insane change of pace.
Finesse,
He
bro.
lulls the defender to sleep,
Just the
and
best,
this would
bro.
be a clean blow-by without the contact. This is actually really hard to see in real time. We originally tagged this play as a flop. The Hornets broadcaster probably thought it was a flop. Classic. But when you get a better angle, you can see Seth Curry hook and hold Shai once he's beat.
foul.
So defenders are actually trying to get away with a ton of illegal arm contact to prevent total breakdowns because they can't stop Gilgeous-Alexander's unique A to C stop and start patterns.
Facts, bro.
SGA will also use the hook himself to accentuate the contact.
He's good.
That could be a hand
I don't know
shake
about this
skill
one.
and
I don't know
Ty
about this
Jerome
one.
with that hard jab to keep Shai in
That's
front
his
of him.
shot pocket.
But
Bro,
that's the
Gilgeous-Alexander
thing. When you say
instantly
I don't
tried to
know,
hook
that just
to
makes
create
it-
contact.
That's how
and
you
you
know,
feel
bro,
me,
that
though?
he's just really him, bro.
Shooting motion.
The fact that you
and
can't even
unfortunately,
tell.
that one
that's not
was
foul.
called in the act
foul.
of shooting.
Foul?
Foul,
This
bro.
one again.
It's a shot pocket.
Unfortunately, that one was called
You didn't
in
go
the
for the
act
ball.
of shooting. This one against Minnesota was on the floor, although
let
I'm
Shai
not
shoot
sure
threes,
it was
bro.
even
Please,
a
bro.
foul.
That's your best
so
bet.
he certainly accentuates calls and even
Once he gets
dips his
downhill, you're
toe
cooked.
into the unethical
Yeah.
pool at times, like going with the
gets
hook
downhill,
here
you're
to
done. Thing is,
draw
he
the
can shoot too,
whistle.
so.
But we also found a ton of murky
Definitely not a
calls
grifter,
that
bro.
exist
Whatever
in some
the other
gray
option is,
area.
that's what he is, bro.
that a foul on Davion Mitchell, or does Shai go looking for free throws here? It's almost impossible to notice,
good
but
defense,
SGA
bro.
gathers after his shoulder is held.
Davion's playing
Otherwise, this
defense with 2 hands
zigzagging
first
set
of
of
all.
moves probably slithers cleanly past the defense. And sure enough, when the defender's
So what-
outside
okay, so what
hand
about
is
Lou
up,
Dort, though?
Shai
I be hearing they
ethically
only calling
flows
nothing for
into
Lou Dort.
silky
They only calling no
finishes.
fouls on Lou Dort.
Here's one more,
see the
where in
film.
real time
That's
it
what I
looks
heard,
like
though.
the
I don't know,
defender's
I don't know.
moving legally backwards to the basket. But again, on the replay, he's toast if he doesn't reach to slow Shai down, who then immediately goes
Blocking foul.
flying.
He's not set.
Of course, that's different than SGA veering into a defender who's holding his line,
This is
which is what
cheesy,
this
bro.
looks like.
This is that
here,
my team
and
cheese,
should
bro.
really
In a
just
straight
be
line,
no
bro.
call.
That's a blocking
And
foul.
some of these might
That's
even
my
be
team cheese.
offensive
You have to let him
fouls
go in
if
a
there's
straight line,
large
bro.
lean
Yeah.
or
Unless
force
you're
him
set.
away,
Yeah.
defense. The
Nah, he just did, though.
psychological toll
You can't do
defending him
nothing.
is also
He
fascinating.
just did it.
Zion practically clotheslines him here, reaching, but
Foul,
he's
though.
furious that Shai's trail arm
The
is trying
offensive
to
player's
prevent
always gonna win,
Williamson
buddy.
from
Just give him
hand
space,
checking
bro.
him, which is actually a
Foul.
pretty natural
you
battle
talking
for
about,
top
bro?
stars today.
Swipe you
Defenders
I don't think
are
that's what they
allowed
called the foul.
way more
What do they call it on the
contact
floor?
on the perimeter compared to 2 seasons ago, and the best
whoa.
players constantly
Whoa.
grab
Whoa!
What?
You see?
How's that a charge?
You see what I'm saying?
How's that a charge?
compared
That
to
didn't make
2
sense.
seasons ago.
not even a
And
charge.
the
That's-
best players
first off, she did the
constantly
wrong-
grapple for position.
She did the wrong. She did the wrong arm
2
movement.
seasons
How's that a
ago,
charge?
and the
What'd she
best
say?
players constantly grapple for
charge.
position
That's
with
not
their
no charge.
arms on their drives,
What?
and sometimes that means getting away with push-offs that probably should be offensive fouls.
not
Among
offensive
Second
foul.
Spectrum's
That's a bump.
top
That's a
50
grown man
players in drives to the basket, Shai ranks 14th in offensive foul frequency, slightly behind speed demons like De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Maxey. So maybe he's due for a few push-off calls, but that's outside the
not a
scope
push-off.
of overt
That's a
foul hunting.
That's a-
Actually, when we started this video, I thought we had way more examples of Shai being gifted free throws.
But that's not a foul.
Most of what
You
seems
have
be
to just let them
sparking
play.
this
Just let them
controversy
hoop.
is his willingness to instantly accentuate actual
right, bro.
fouls.
I
And these
watched
are
that live.
fouls
That
that
one's
no
50-50. I don't
one
know,
can stay in
'cause he
front of
caught
his
the elbow.
incredibly unique style of penetration.
That's good defense, bro. That's the best you're gonna get. That's the best you're gonna get, man.
But if I want to shoot right here,
Give him all the space.
It's not an offensive foul. If I want to shoot right here.
What?
So if you get elbowed in the mouth, and I want to shoot, that's the thing about basketball. We don't know what to call that because it's a gray area in the sport. If you're in my space playing good defense, but I feel like shooting right now,
that's a foul. If you just go up.
if I decide to go up, is it a foul on me or
Right,
you?
right. That is a foul.
On who?
On the defense.
No one can stay in front of his incredibly unique
But
style
I don't think
of
this-
penetrate.
I want to go up right here.
But is that really a foul though? Like
This is my space. I feel like going up right here. Is it a foul on me or is it a foul on you? That's the gray area in basketball right now, bro. And we can't figure it out. That's why the refs are struggling.
oh nah. Damn.
And he's manipulating it perfectly.
That's cheese, bro.
We
But
put Anthony
if you look at the
Edwards
replay,
under
Shai
a similar
kinda did go
microscope
to the
That
left
was
a
the
little bit.
best defense. This clip right here is the
goals,
best.
and these are
it could have
fouls
got literally.
because
Yeah, this the
no
most
one
physical
can
and the
stay
best
in
gonna
front of
get.
his incredibly
But Shai did
unique
go
One hand,
over
one
to the
hand,
left a
one
little
top.
bit.
He had both hands
We
up.
put
He
Anthony
went
Edwards
straight
under
into
a
his chest.
similar
Yeah,
microscope
Shai went
for
to
a few
yeah.
games.
I'll say it's probably
He just
offensive foul.
powered
Yeah.
through the hand checks,
But that's a gray
so they
area.
never impacted his rhythm or balance.
Anthony Edwards could
And
abuse
this is the
this too if he
impossible
They,
was-
no,
gray
you know what's
area.
crazy? They call it. They don't call it for him though.
The
Fouls. They don't
oh,
call
they
it
don't
fouls
call
for
it?
him.
Yeah, maybe because
That's why he got so many texts.
Yeah, he's stockier a little bit, so they probably think he should play through it.
Officiating
That's deep,
where
bro.
the same contact
It's not
to
even with every
stronger
player.
players
Yeah.
becomes by definition
Because if anything, I
incidental
feel like Instant
contact.
be having the same amount of free
But
throws as
the other
as
thing
Shai.
that
No
jumped
cap.
out was
Smaller,
that he has
skinnier
that
players get away with
traditional
more, too.
straight line style attacking the basket, with his first
Right.
step
They get
just
away with
leaving
more.
defenders in the dust. And I
lost
keep
the
coming
ball.
back to these zigzags that SGA draws on the court compared to the classic straight line drive. He's the kind of player the sideline camera doesn't do justice to precisely because he moves at abnormal angles, and I'm blown away by his
plays
reflexes.
like everything is
He
slow
reacts
motion,
instantly when he's touched, but also
Nice filthy,
instantly
bro.
reads a defender's
deny it, bro.
adjustment. This is probably part
He's
of
a
how
mixture
he's
of
able
the
to
90s
break
and
so
2000s,
quickly
like,
and then get to that
his
mid-range.
game is just everything
And that's
morphed
the final
together.
element that makes him so different to guard. Defenders crowd him or take
The
tight
new school
angles
and old
because
school
they're
perfectly
petrified he'll pull up
merged
for
as
a
a guard.
mid-range
Yeah,
jumper.
That's what he is.
In an era dominated by threes and layups, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has broken defenses by playing the mid-range and the drive off each other, which is actually kind of Jordan-esque. Did you catch that, by the way? He faked picking up his dribble on the inside-out move, or perhaps crazier, went to pick it up on that little fumble and then changed his mind mid-move, which is absolutely mind-bending.
Whoa, that
What?
looks
It
delicate.
moved.
Like, I don't know.
How did he
Look
get
at-
away with
Pick it
this,
up
bro?
on that little fumble and then changed his mind mid-move, which
And
is
it's like Drew's in the perfect spots where you
little
can't
fumble,
tell.
and then changed his mind mid-move, which
That don't
is
even look right. Hold
picking
on.
up his dribble on the inside-out move, or perhaps
I
crazier,
can't even tell if he touched the
went to
ball.
pick
It's
it
like
up on
everything
that
is
little
designed for this
fumble,
nigga to
and
get
then
away with it.
changed his
How can we
mind
not
mid-move,
see from
which
this
is
angle?
Absolutely mind-bending.
This
By the
nigga's
way,
like Neo.
Fans
He's Neo.
used to complain about Jordan's special whistle or that he traveled all the time. Tommy Heinsohn once
that
lost
was
his
a walk.
mind. After
That was a
this
walk.
year.
They used to call that on me in rec league all the time.
He walked?
He walked.
God. Excuse us for pausing, bro. We're just trying to break this down.
By the
y'all.
way,
He wrong, he
fans
wrong.
used to complain about Jordan's special whistle or that he traveled all the time. Tommy Heinsohn once lost his
He just
mind.
did a whole
after
spin.
Yeah, he did a whole
series of
spin without
Jordan
even putting the
foul
ball
down.
calls,
Yeah.
proclaiming something like, "That is
Jordan,
baloney.
though, bro.
Jordan is not God." So superstar whistles are nothing new, and I think there's a lot of that
It's like
going
when you
on
good
here
enough,
with
bro,
Shai.
they let shit
If he
slide.
never
Blaze,
accentuated
bro.
contact and played through it,
Shai's
would
the
he
Duke
then have a
Dennis of basketball,
subpar
bro.
whistle?
This
I'm
is
not
crazy.
sure. But I did miss a ton of these legitimate fouls in real time before reviewing them, which is a different thing than flopping or an
Hey, bro,
unnatural
Shai, bro.
basketball
I'm not
play
complaining,
seeking
bro.
contact.
He teaching me how to get bucks as
Of
a
course,
guard, bro.
he does
Y'all big
do
men.
that
Hey, sorry for
sometimes,
y'all.
and
Facts, bro.
most fans
Better watch
don't
some
want
Jokic.
that in the game. But a ton of this controversy is
I'm not gonna
probably
criticize
from
this 'cause this is
just
exactly
how
how I'm
hard
finna
he
play
is
in
to
a rec league.
guard because of his style. The man's having one of the
Yeah,
great
bro.
wing seasons
I mean-
ever and has scored 20
And
points
won,
in
yeah.
You know what's crazy? In the rec
62
league, they're not
straight
calling that.
games. And
Yeah, that's
They're not calling that.
streak with
They're
a
not
less
calling that.
friendly
They're gonna look at you
whistle.
like, bro, what are you doing?
to get away with this.
How
You
much
have to
be in the
be
league
him.
comes
Yeah,
down
Yeah,
to
You have to be
yeah.
him
unethical
first.
Yeah,
foul
facts.
drawing.
Facts.
I'll let you decide.
I'm pretty
But what I
sure
think we
Shai
can
would
all
contort
agree
without
on is
doing
that
it.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is so
Now,
good
will he be
that it's
averaging
kind of unfair.
30 apiece?
To support this
Without
channel,
free throws,
patreon.com/thinking
Without,
basketball.
like, without the
That's where we
foul-
have proprietary
Nah, he's too
stats
probably
on
should be
teams
Yeah,
and
bro,
players
Shai's like
throughout
that,
the
bro.
year.
That's the
We
only
also have a
reason he's getting these
Discord
calls, 'cause
community,
he's like
and you can
that.
get all of our extra
like,
video
oh, if Shai's-
content over
if
there,
Shai's flopping
or
his head
sign
back, it
up
has
on
to be a
YouTube
foul.
as
That's
a
probably what
member,
they're
where we
thinking.
also live stream the
Damn, bro. Hey, that's
Hey,
aura, bro.
Shai grifter, or oh god, I don't know, man. He's smart for sure. You gotta give that to him for sure. That's one thing, bro. The nigga literally named his son after the Greek god Zeus or something. It's like it was some crazy, bro. Do you know his son's name? His son's name is like, bro. His son's name. I think his son's name is the son of
So he named his son after a
the
Greek.
god of thunder. Cause he's pretty much saying he's the god of thunder, and that's his son's name. Whatever his son's name, that name is the son of the god of thunder. Hold up, bro. A little research real quick. Oh my, come on. Bruh, Aries.
Aries. Isn't that the astrology thing?
Aries. So let's look up who Aries is, bruh.
Oh God.
Aries Roman name.
The god of. Okay, so he's the god of war.
This one is not what I was reading. I don't think this is right. I don't think this is right.
Hey, bro, that's what Aries is.
All I know is, bro, Greek mythology, bro. Hey, Shai's a smart guy, bro. Hey, he got it, bro. Nigga got it right. He got it for right now, bro. They ain't gonna let this dicky keep going for too much longer, though. It's the same thing that happened to Harden. Harden's still nice, though, bro. Shai gonna forever be nice, though. That's the one thing I do know. So, hey, man.
see.
Y'all see, man. But yeah, it's your boy JC.
It's your boy Mike.
We'll catch y'all in the next banger, man. Don't forget to
Shout out God,
shout
man.
out God, man.